Welcome to Family Gamer TV. Now, Skylander Swap Force is soon going to be available for pre-order in a wider state than we currently see it. So at the moment, you can pre-order just the starter packs on all different consoles. But what hasn't hit the stores yet are the individual figures, the Swap Force figures, the new core Skylanders, the new Light Core, the Series 3. Now, we're going to have to start thinking about which of those in our family we want to get. So we just recently did a video where, looking at the website, I think we've got a good idea now what are going to be our Wave 1 Swap Force characters. So but each of those obviously sits in a different element. Now, I think it makes sense that those are the Wave 1 figures because each of those is taking a different element, so they're not doubling up there. Equally, each of them has a special Swap Force icon. So this is new for Skylander Swap Force and gives you access to particular areas, Swap Force zones in the game. Now, each of those new Skylanders Swap Force figures that I'm thinking is in Wave 1 has a different combination of element and Swap Force zone. So when you're pre-ordering and when you're choosing which ones you want to get, you really need to think carefully about the combinations, because if you don't want to buy all the figures, as most families are unlikely to do, you want to make sure you don't double up on those Swap Force zones too much so that you can access all the different areas in the game. So we have Washbuckler, who is a water element and ticks up one of the climb zones, gives you access to that. We have Blast Zone, who's a fire element figure and gives you access to the rocket zone, so the rocket logo there on his base. We have Hoot Loop, that is a teleport Swap Force Zone Skylander, and also is in the magic element. Then you have Magna Charge. Now he has access to the flying zones, as you can see from that fly icon. Rattle Shake gives you access to the bounce zones, and Free Ranger gives you access to the spin zones. So there you go, 6 different Swap Force zones, 6 different elements. I think that probably underlines the fact that these are likely to be the first Wave 1 of the Swap Force figures. Now, of course, we've seen more Skylanders Swap Force characters than just those set. We've seen Night Shift, who is a teleport zone earth element. We've seen Stink Bomb, who is a sneak zone. Now, that's what I'm calling it. I'm not quite sure if that's been announced, but this is the little the mask icon on the base. Now, I suspect that means you'll be sort of hiding, sneaking around a level, trying not to get caught, maybe a little bit like Metal Gear Solid. Then you have Freeze Blade, who picks up a fly zone, water element. Grilla Drilla, who's a new Skylander we saw behind glass at E3. And going back through my footage, it was interesting to see that the name was confirmed there by one of the CEOs of Vicarious Visions.
Yeah, this guy is Grilla Drilla, and he's a Swap Force character. He's a dig ability. You can see that on the icon on the base. So he's one of the diggers.
Then you have Spy Rise, and again, this was one of the ones behind glass at E3. We had the name confirmed quite recently.
And this guy, another Swap Force character, is the climber, Spy Rise.
Then finally, the ones we know about, you have Firecracker. Now, he's obviously a fire element Skylander.
This is Firecracker. Yeah, so this guy's the bounce character.
Now, this means that if you tot up all those different zones and elements, we have a good idea of what the remaining 4 of these 16 Swap Force characters will be. So we're going to have 2 more Undead Swap Force characters, because there aren't any Undead Swap Force that we've seen. Got 1 more Magic to join the existing Magic character, and 1 more Air element. But equally, you can also have a look at the Swap Force zone. So we have 1 Rocket Zone Swap Force figure that needs to be released, 1 Sneak Zone, 1 Spin Zone, and 1 Dig Zone. So that means that by looking at these, you have a good idea of the sort of combinations that are left. Now, there's a lot of information there, but that's quite important to get your head around that. So when you're getting your pre-orders in, when you're choosing which figures to start your Swap Force collection, that you choose wisely and you avoid doubling up those Swap Force zones. And also you've got an idea of what the remaining unannounced 4 Swap Force characters, what sort of boxes they're going to tick. Now, of course, a big part of Skylander Swap Force is the fact that you can mix and match the different characters. And again, this is important for getting your pre-orders right, because there may be a particular combination that is different to what you're getting out of the package that you particularly like as a player, that it suits the way you play, or perhaps you just like the way it sounds. So there you go. I'll come back, but looking at different aspects of Skylander Swap Force as we approach pre-order period and as we approach launch on Family Gamer TV soon.